Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'll be giving you my early impressions of battery life on the brand new LG G5. Now those of you who follow me, they know that I normally take my time. I take about 2 weeks at least minimum before I give a detailed battery verdict out. However, in this video I'm willing to give you an early impression, and the reason for that is because a lot of people out there have been asking me this, that the battery on the G5 is actually less than the LG G4. So the size of the battery on this phone is 2800 mAh battery as compared to 3000 from LG G4 last year. So obviously there's a lot of interest, there was a lot of controversy, and a lot of people want to know how the battery life on the LG G5 is. I haven't lived enough with the phone, guys, but I have taken a few screenshots to help you guys out and decide, those of you especially who are trying to decide between the HTC 10, LG G5 and the S7. At least this video will help you out decide if you really want this phone. Okay, so let's quickly get into the gallery, guys, and this is where I took some screenshots in the last few days ever since I had the phone. By the way, the phone is running Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 along with 4 gigs of RAM, as you can see in the screenshots, and the phone has, like I said, a 2800 mAh battery, which is a 200 mAh less than the LG G4 from last year. Okay, and the phone, by the way, is running a Marshmallow 6.0.1, which is the latest version of Android. Okay, so let's have a look and see, guys. The first screenshot I took, I actually wanted to show you guys that how all this testing initially I've been doing without always on display off, not on. But I will, like I said, do later on in a couple of weeks time a dedicated video in which I will show you the battery drain on the always on display as well. But for now, all these stats are without the always on display off. Okay, so let's have a look and see the first screenshot, guys. This was the standby time I wanted to see. I used the phone for a while and I left it at 23% around 2:27 in the morning, and I caught up and the next day at about 11, quarter past 11, and as you can see there was not even 1% drop in the battery. As you can see on the top right corner here, guys, the battery was still at 23%, so I was very happy to see that. It goes to show that LG have really optimized the UX this time around, and there's hardly any drain on standby. Even on the LG G4, the standby drain was very nice anyway. Even after the Marshmallow update, there were no issues on the standby drain. So very well done, LG. Let's have a look at the next one, guys. So this was all day Wi-Fi, and when the battery was down to 5%, I used the phone fairly heavily. As you can see, 18% in the last 3 hours. Lots of social media, text messaging, a few phone calls, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all that kind of stuff. And after using it for 16 hours and 16 minutes, I had a total of 5 hours and 26 minutes of screen on time. This is what I got on Wi-Fi. To be honest, I never expected the G5 with that kind of small battery, smallish battery, and a powerful 5.3-inch Quad HD screen. I never expected this phone to give me more than 4 hours. I know you've been watching a lot of reviews out there, guys, and a lot of YouTubers, a lot of online guys who've written reviews. They've been complaining about the battery, but there are quite a few reviews there which actually praise the battery. So in my opinion, it all depends how you use the phone, and I think the LG's optimizations are brilliant. They've done a very good job, and to me, even so till this day, I'm a bit shocked, and I'm still testing the phone. Like I said, it's early days, but I'm very shocked to see that LG has somehow been able to give us over 5 hours of screen on time with only a 2800 mAh battery from a 5.3-inch Quad HD screen phone, which is simply amazing. I don't know what they have done, whether it's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 or is it Marshmallow, but I'm definitely not getting this kind of screen on times on my LG G4. If you guys remember, those of you who follow me, I did a Marshmallow update battery video on the LG G4. It's on my channel, guys. Please do have a look and see should you wish. But that phone, after the Marshmallow update, has been unable to give me even anything close to 5 hours. That phone hardly gets you to about 4 hours on Wi-Fi, which is pretty disappointing, to be honest, for some reason. But like I said, this phone has a smaller battery than the G4, and still it is giving you more screen on time, which is amazing. I am collecting more stats, guys, and like I said, in a couple of weeks time I'll give you my detailed verdict, but this is what I've got for now on Wi-Fi so far. Oh, and the next day I actually I again tested the standby drain at about in fact not the standby drain, this time this is the fast charging bit. Now I was very interested to see how Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 will play with the phone. Obviously the battery is smaller, still we are getting 5.5 hours of screen on time on Wi-Fi, but plenty of people are also excited about how the Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 will actually charge the phone. I'm happy to say that, guys, that the Quick Charge 3.0 is actually playing really really well, and it's charging the phone really fast. As you can see, at 12:57 I put it on charge. It says at the bottom fast charging at 3%, and I when I checked it again around 13:54, so this is actually less than an hour, and the phone was already up to 91%. So I can confidently say that the Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 is extremely fast, and before you know, the phone will be fully charged. So I guess, in my opinion, just over an hour, maybe 5 or 10 minutes up, you should be able to charge this phone from 0 to 100% in just over an hour, which is very fast indeed, a lot faster than Qualcomm Quick Charge 2.0. So well done LG for for enabling a Quick Charge 3.0. Obviously the Snapdragon Qualcomm 820 is present ready, but then thanks to LG as well for enabling that feature, and so that people can top it up within no time. And if you can get 5 hours of screen on time with this device, I think this will pretty much give you a full working day on Wi-Fi, and before you know it, you can charge it in around just over 1 hour of time. Okay, the next day guys, I used 4G LTE. I was very keen to find out and see how it would perform on 4G LTE. As you know, mostly on 4G LTE the screen on time is less than on what is on Wi-Fi. So as you can see, after 4 hours and 14 minutes of use purely on 4G LTE, no Wi-Fi, I was able to get around 40% with SoundCloud, lots of streaming and music, Google Plus, you can see Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I was using it pretty heavily, and I was able to get 2 hours and 36 minutes of screen on time with battery down to 40%. I kept on using it further down guys, and after 7 hours and 24 minutes of heavy use, non-stop social media, YouTube, Google Plus, Instagram. I'm a YouTuber guys, my phone is always busy with emails and stuff and notifications, so it's not the case of me just looking at the phone and trying to get the best screen on time. I was using my phone non-stop, and by the way, the brightness throughout all these tests were kept at around 75 to 76%. Anything low, you don't even enjoy the screen anymore. So that's the problem with LG G series phones, that you have to, even from last year from LG G4, you have to take the brightness beyond 70% for you to actually enjoy the Quad HD screen, because the brightness in general is not as high. But once you pass the 70% mark, it really gets really bright, and that's why I wanted to keep it at around 75%. That's where I normally keep my phones, at around 75%. That's the comfort level, not too bright, not too low, just the right brightness. And I was able to achieve, in the end, after using, like I said, very heavily on 4G LTE, I was able to achieve 4 hours and 13 minutes of screen on time with battery down to 5%. So this would have given me approximately maybe around 4.5 hours of screen on time. So guys, not too bad for a phone which only has a 2800 mAh battery, a very powerful pixel dense 5.3-inch Quad HD screen. I think it's a job well done by LG, and they've done really well. And this was the benchmarking, by the way, so I'll leave that a bit aside. Also, I tested, I think, the standby drain again. At 80%, I left it at 1:23 in the morning, and when I got up next day again at 11:15, the battery was down to 76%. So the battery had lost about 4% in just under 12 hours. So once again, decent enough performance, not too bad. So sometimes the battery drain can be a bit higher than usual, but normally if your phone is not too busy and you leave it for a while, DOS kicks in, and majority of the times DOS will keep your phone steady in the standby battery drain, and it won't be as bad as it used to be back in the days. So guys, these are my early first impressions of the LG G4. You're getting about 5.5 hours of screen on time on Wi-Fi, and you're getting around 4.5 and maybe under 4.5 hours of screen on time with 4G LTE, with decent standby times and very fast charging, which you will probably enjoy most likely. But guys, I'll definitely be back with more stats, more SOT figures with the always display on. I'll be showing you how much that drains the battery out. But for now, this is what I've got guys, and I hope it helps you guys in deciding if you really want this phone or not. So please do keep an eye. In about 2 weeks time guys, I'll be giving you a detailed verdict on the battery life on the LG G5. If you like my video guys, please give it a thumbs up. Like always, any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help, and please subscribe guys, as it really helps, and I shall see you in the next video.